So I started to think this slab may actually be beyond saving, but I figured I would try one more thing, and this time I'm going to soak it in some thickset epoxy. Now, thickset is for deeper pores up to an inch deep, but that lower viscosity also means it's going to soak down into the wood, and I'm hoping that any epoxy that pulls in the surface won't end up with that same weird texture like the penetrating epoxy. I'm also hoping that this is going to fill in the rest of those bug holes, as this is still a huge issue that I have to be concerned about, since all of these are going to cause bubbles in that final tabletop flood coat that I'm planning later on. The following day, that thickset had cured enough that I could clean up the bottom and get the slab ready for the larger pores. And for those larger pores, I'm going to be using Total Boat Thickset Fathom, which is a deep pore system that allows you to pour up to 2 inches deep. Although I'm always a bit conservative with this, especially when I need the epoxy to be crystal clear like I do on this piece. I am trying something I've never done before with the finish of this table, where I create a texture on the bottom side of the table, and that's going to give the top extra dimension in the epoxy sections, but I'll explain more about that and what I mean here in a bit. For now, I've got to get that form prepped and I can drop the slab. Things that I make, that you would hit that subscribe button. Honestly, it's the #1 thing that you can do to support my channel, and I just can't say thank you enough. Not joking around here, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting me. I can't believe I get to do this every day. Whatever, just hit that subscribe button, watch my videos. You guys are awesome. Like I said, this is Total Boat Thickset Fathom, and I'm mixing up 3 gallons of this stuff for the first pour. And at this point, I've got all that money in the slab, I've got time, I've got materials, I've got epoxy, I've got what I paid for the slab, and at this point, I'm only about 50-50 on whether or not this project's actually gonna work out. So I'm pouring an inch deep at a time. Again, you could pour this 2 inches, but I'm being conservative. And here I can see the epoxy was seeping under the slab. So I had to mix up another gallon of Fathom. This time I kind of whipped it a bit too much with the drill mixer, and that introduced a whole lot of bubbles. And that's why everything looks so cloudy right here. All these bubbles are very concerning, but I also know this stuff takes about 24 hours to gel up. So that should be enough time for all those bubbles to dissipate between now and then. This video is brought to you by Manscaped and Shower Formulations, and new to the collection is a revolutionary beard styling kit for the modern man. Introducing the Beard Hedger Pro Kit by Manscaped. Whether you've managed your mane for years or you're just getting started like me, what's the perfect beard grooming regimen look like? First, start with a clean-cut look at your face and head shape. The Beard Hedger trimmer has more than 20 lengths that can be selected with the zoom wheel, and then you don't have to worry about a million clip-on attachments for your trimmer. Number 2, not all beard hairs grow the same. You can grow the perfect beard with the Manscaped dermatologist-tested beard oil, and style your beard with the Manscaped Beard Balm that's paraben-free and dye-free. Number 3, be patient. Let it grow and then trim up the edges with a powerful 7,200 RPM motor and titanium-coated T-blade that cuts hair in one stroke. The Beard Hedger is also waterproof for wet or dry operation. And number 4, clean your beard and make it smell amazing. Manscaped's beard shampoo cleanses your beard. You're also going to want to ensure your beard is soft and smells fantastic. And Manscaped's beard conditioner pampers your beard with nourishing oils and antioxidants that rehydrate the hair and leave you feeling silky soft. With the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, you even get a free accessory pack that includes a beard brush, a beard comb, and beard scissors. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off and free shipping when you use code JohnnyBills at checkout. That's 20% off plus free international shipping with code JohnnyBills at manscaped.com. All right, switching gears here, I'm working on the legs, which I'm going to carve from red oak. And let me show you the design that I came up with and kind of what I'm going for here. So I wanted a solid hardwood table base that didn't require a stretcher. So I designed a pedestal base, and I'm going to make that by gluing up the pieces that I cut on the CNC to get to the desired thicknesses of each of the pieces. Now, pedestal bases are usually a very farmhousey sort of design. I don't really like farmhouse. I tried my best to stay away from any shape that looked too farmhousey. You guys know what I'm talking about because I'm sure you've seen it a million times. That sort of X-style pedestal table base, often made from just pine, or something that I refer to around here as Oklahoma chic. Although unintentional, this base ended up having, I would say, a somewhat Japanese-style shape, or at least I think so. Maybe it kind of looks like a symbol for pie. I don't know. You tell me what you think down in the comments below. This red oak that I'm using is 8/4, which is a little less than 2 inches thick after it's been milled flat. And for the uprights, I'm going to glue 2 of these together for a leg that's approximately 4 inches thick. So tack on another $350 in material cost for the lumber. And at this point, I'm mildly optimistic this isn't going to be a complete disaster. Now, the base and the top horizontal glue up is 3 boards thick or about 6 inches wide. And I'm using these really nice Rockler parallel clamps here to glue everything up. And I'll make sure I'll drop a link for those and all the other Rockler products that I use in this video down below. And after those initial table-based glue-ups, I can do those next pours of thick-set Fathom epoxy. It's been roughly 24 hours since the last pours, and thankfully that first layer looked great. No bubbles, no dust nibs, or anything like that in the epoxy. And I've got to say, having a dedicated epoxy pour room in the new shop is already paying dividends. These pours took roughly 10 gallons of epoxy and a total of 6 days to fully cure before we could demold it. Now, at this point, I have no idea how much the slab weighs, but with all that epoxy, the slab, and the whole melamine form, this thing was heavy, and me and Jeff were struggling just to move it. Even though I added caulking to the underside, the epoxy seeped all the way under the slab, so I've got to throw this back on the CNC to run a flattening pass to clean up that bottom. While it's on the CNC, I can also cut out the profile of the tabletop. And for this, I settled on a 7-foot long table that's 32 inches wide and has a radius on either end. You don't have control. These things are really great, and I've got links for all those cuts all disc and this burr down in the video description below. So I've never carved anything like this before, so I'm truly